Not only I, but also everyone say that to be a fluent speaker, definitely you have to speak more. I want to say something because I think that it is needed for everyone to know how to speak in English, especially how to develop speak in English. When we try to say something, at that time, most of the people get stuck to speak in English. What is the reason? Actually, other people can speak in English very well, but you can't say something very well. What is the problem? Have you identified that? Have you ever identified that? Obviously not, because when you just think that if I say something, definitely I will make mistake. As a result, everyone how think even everyone mock me. So no need to do that. It is better not to say anything, but it is not right way. Obviously, you have to open your mouth. You have to say something. You have to take the challenge. When you take the challenge, it will be better. But if you don't take the challenge, how is it possible? Obviously, you just think that anyhow, I have to say, I have to say something in English. Other people can speak in English. So why I can't say something? Obviously, if I try, if I give fully effort to speak in English, definitely I will achieve that. But if I don't practice, how is it possible? Even another big mistake just we did, that is, we try to say something in English. At that time, we bring the grammar. We just busy our brain with grammar, different structures. As a result, when we try to say something, that time our brain is not working properly because our brain busy with grammatical errors. Because our brain is full of grammar. As a result, when we try to say at that time, just we think that where is have, where is auxiliary verb, subject, then verb, then object. This is how this type of tendency just kill our fluency, and it takes so many times to build a sentence. As a result, we can't say something fluently. But if you think that your native language without grammar, you can say something in your native language. Is it right? Obviously, 100% right. Because we just learn this language, that means our native language, without grammar. But when we think in English, at that time, just coming out a lot of grammar. Because in our school life, college life, university life, we just learn a lot of grammatical rules, structures. As a result, we don't say anything. Even when any teacher teaches in English in our class, at that time, they didn't use in English. They didn't speak in English. That's why we are not habitual with that. If you want to be a fluent speaker, definitely you have to practice regular basis. You have to maintain the consistency. You just take a target within 6 months. If you practice consistently, definitely you will achieve your goal. But if you don't practice consistently, you just practice 1 day, 2 days. After that, you stop. It doesn't bring fluency. But if you just maintain the consistency and every day you manage just 5 minutes or 10 minutes without any hesitation, but in your mind, you try to say something, definitely it will help you progress in English. Even just set up your mind if I make mistake, I don't care about that because I'm learning something. So if I learn any language, obviously I will make mistake. So don't worry about that. I continue speaking English. If I just without any hesitation, I say something in English. This type of tendency, if you set up in your mind, definitely day by day you will improve. But you have to stick to speak in English. If you just stick to English, definitely within 6 months or 1 year, you will see your progress. This is how you will progress, you will bring the fluency to say something. If you do that, definitely day by day you will improve, and once upon a time, you can speak in English very well. But if you don't do that, you won't be able to say something in English. You learn a lot of structures, but if you don't practice, if you don't use that, that is useless. When you use at that time, it will be just valuable. So learn something, but it will be effective and usable. But if you don't use in your practical life, if you don't practice physically in English, how is it possible to say? How is it possible to say something in English? Obviously, those who are good speakers, those who make a lot of contents in speaking English, definitely they practice regular basis. Even still now, they are practicing speaking English. So if you just practice, if you just taking so many ideas, then follow. But mainly, you have to practice physically. If you don't practice, but you read a lot, you write a lot, how is it possible to be a good speaker? So when you read a lot, at that time you're writing something. You will be a better writer, but you don't be a better speaker. If you want to be a better speaker, definitely you have to focus on anyhow speak in English. Not only I, but also everyone say that to be a fluent speaker, definitely you have to speak more. You have to practice speak in English. Just your familiar person say, please say something in English or introduce yourself. At that time, you just feel boring because your brain is not working and you are not habitual to speak in English. So if you just think in English always and practice and regular basis, you have to take some steps. Even daily basis, what you are doing, you try to speak in English. If you just try to speak in English, it will be better for yourself to progress. But if you don't do that, how is it possible? Even I just practice speaking English at least in a day 45 minutes because it is needed to improve speaking English. I didn't start in English medium, but I just from my childhood I fixed the target. Anyhow, I have to say something in English. That's why I just always practice. As a result, I reached in this position. So if you just set up your mind, even practice more and read everyday some articles loudly, even just don't fear making mistakes. Sometimes you feel boring, but don't worry about that. When you learn something new, at that time you have to fall in trouble. There are a lot of challenges in front of you, but don't worry about that. Just move aside all problems. You come forward. You just moving forward that. You don't about that. You don't busy with bad activities. You always busy some valuable activities and some valuable and effective something. It will be better for yourself. Even every day when you learn something, when you progress something, at that time it will be better for yourself and consistently you will progress. As a result, you will get the result and you will be happy and delighted. So, thanks for watching. Take care of yourself. Best of luck. Goodbye.